Hey everybody, this is going to be my video for decision-making activity. Uh, this one is hard for a reason. I'm sure that this is designed to intentionally make people feel bad about their choices, which may not be what the teacher intended, but obviously if this was a real life scenario, depending on whether or not you want to go with who you should get rid of and who you probably shouldn't in your mind, you could feel pretty bad about this. But personally, I've always been big on time spent in a company. So looking at this, people like Craig and Steve, and this, I'm just kind of explaining why I'm picking who I'm picking before I say it. But like people like Craig and Steve who've been there for 10 and 7 years, Sandra, Susan, those kind of people are obviously going to be put up higher, which is going to be ironic here in a minute. But they're obviously going to be put up higher on my list because they're faithful to the company. And then for me, I look at job skill and completely disregard family situation because regardless of what you're going through at home, you that shouldn't bother the way you work. So like for instance, Amy, I would get rid of Amy. She's only been here for a year. Her job skills average, and to me, she's got the least amount of time in the organization. She isn't she isn't doing good. She's just average. So I mean, to me, I would get rid of her because when I worked in food, there were people that had been there for 5 years, but they were terrible, and that was a waste of a position. They literally made everybody's lives harder because they couldn't do what they were getting paid to do. So that brings me to why I would get rid of Sandra, which is the one that is probably gonna. I don't know if you guys chose her or not, but to me, if you've been there for 8 years and your job skill is poor, you're in the wrong profession, and someone probably should have got rid of her 6 years ago. It sounds a little harsh, but being realistic, whether she's a single mother of three kids or not, I don't know a single mother of three kids who goes to their job and would be rated as poor. Usually those are the hardest workers because they have a reason to work really hard to get raises. So to me, I would get rid of Sandra. I'm sure she could easily find a new job with 8 years experience, But if her job skill is poor, then I would say she would be one of my choices, her and Amy. So those are the decisions I would have made as a manager, and I'm sure it could be argued against, which is the whole point of the exercise. But uh, those are just my views on it.